Hey, we're starting the show early for once. New York Jets pass rusher Jermaine Johnson had something to say to Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback Aaron Rodgers yesterday. And Aaron Rodgers also had something to say about the Jets. Let's go. Boy Green Daily starts now.
I'm going to lose my gosh darn bananas. Boy Green Daily starts now. Zoinks!
Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. Let's go!
Put your seatbelts on. Get ready for the ride. We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
What's going on, everybody? I'm Paul Edgton Jr., a.k.a. Boy Green. I'm the New York Jets digital reporter for Heavy.com. Welcome to Boy Green Daily, a daily New York Jets video show, also available wherever you get your podcast. I'll tell you guys right off the top, this is going to be a shorter show than normal. Sometimes we go an hour and a half. That won't be happening today because actually my radio show is hitting the road. We're going to be doing it live from Play It Again Sports Syracuse, our radio show from their shop. So I'm looking forward to that. Got to go help set up camp and all that jazz. So for folks that'll be looking from that perspective, the show will be a little shorter, but let's make sure that the quality is high. Okay. Quality over quantity. A lot of things to get to. We have a full article on the YouTube description down below. First off, we'll start with this. Germaine Johnson spoke to the media yesterday, and well, let's do this part first. Aaron Glenn, head coach extraordinaire, gave a medical update on Jermaine Johnson. He's going to be ready for the season. Let's start there.
What's the timeline for Jermaine? Will he be ready for training camp?
I would say that he'll be close. He'll be close. I wouldn't be surprised if he's on PUP, but he'll be ready for the season.
What stood out to you when you watching Jermaine that's on film just from the last few years and just the potential you see in him?
There's things that stand out going back to college, what I saw him, and even at the Senior Bowl when I had a chance to coach him then. He's a hard-nosed, physical, violent player that's very athletic, that has the ability to win off the edge and make plays on the quarterback. Listen, you don't get a lot of guys that have the athleticism as he does, but still be strong and powerful to be able to hold up against the run. So I'm excited to see that player get out there in training camp and going into the first game. So he's going to be a huge part of what we're doing. He knows that. But again, he understands what he got to get better at too, though.
Great news. So we've speculated, we've hoped, we've pontificated that maybe Jermaine Johnson will be ready for the season. It's great to hear Aaron Glenn emphatically just say, hey, man, he's going to be ready for the season. He's been there throughout all of voluntary OTAs and mandatory minicamp. But he's not participating in the full-on action that's occurring. He's working off to the side. Makes a lot of sense. Coming back from a torn Achilles, back from the Week 2 game against the Tennessee Titans this past season. So work back slowly, young man, but obviously they have high hopes for him. We'll get more into that in a second for the upcoming season. But Jermaine Johnson, medical update. He may start on PUP. That's the physically unable to perform list. Basically, that just gives Jermaine some extra time to make sure he gets ready before we get to, the season. Even though, again, he will be taken off that inevitably. Like Breece Hall a couple years ago, he started off on PUP a week later or something. He got off PUP and then started working himself into practice and things of that nature. So, absolutely great news there from head coach Aaron Glenn. So, Aaron Glenn spoke first. And then we heard from Jermaine Johnson. So now that we know Jermaine is, going to be coming back week 1, that's when he will return. He'll be facing his old teammate, Aaron Rodgers, Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback. That'll be happening week 1. Jermaine Johnson had a warning for Aaron Rodgers. I love it.
Aaron said that, they expect you to be ready by the regular season start. And it's just, as coincidence would have it, you'll be facing your old quarterback in that first game. So your comeback game will be his coming back to the stadium. Your thoughts on facing Rodgers, like how emotional just being coming off your injury and then facing him?
Yeah, we were actually just texting last night. It's funny, but obviously I'm excited. He's excited, it was a pleasure having Aaron around and stuff like that. And I wish him the best. But when I get between those lines, there's no friends. And I think he knows that, and he feels the same. So I'm excited. It's just another game, but for me, it's going to be my first game back. There's a lot of emotions, and when my emotions run high, I tend to play pretty well. So I'm excited.
Were you texting regard to September 7th?
I'm not gonna talk about what we texted about, but yeah.
How helpful was he to you through the Achilles rehab since he went through it too?
So much. First thing he said is you'll be good. You got a 10-year plus career. You're all right. Chalk it up. And just kind of let me calm down a little bit and be able to gather myself and just like I said, take it on the chin and handle it and do a good job at it. So that's how I've attacked it. And Aaron's been a tremendous help in so many ways. But
now I like to separate things. When a player is on the Jets, I'm the biggest supporter and advocate for that player, right? So Aaron Rodgers was on the Jets the last 2 years. Aaron Rodgers was my guy. I defend him from this to this, doing whatever it would take to defend my guy. And then when they're off the team, I don't give a flying hoot. Not when they're playing the Jets. I don't give a flying hoot. I'll root for them, probably. Hassan Reddick I won't be rooting for. But like certain players I'll be rooting for on their new teams. Like, hey, man, good luck, man. Good luck. And I want to hate Aaron Rodgers' guts. I want to, because on the Pat McAfee show, calling the Jets a debacle, all the disrespect, all the slander in the streets to the Jets when he got broken up with for the first time in his NFL career. Aaron had a lot to say, and he trashed the Jets and said, boy, do they need to fix a lot of things over there. And he went and he was saying all kinds of things. And that made me angry. Like, I hope we get you week 1. I can't wait. But then you hear other stuff about Aaron, and it makes it harder to hate him. Here's a few things. Shout out to Rich Samini for this nugget I'm about to tell you. So Jermaine Johnson blows out his Achilles last year, week 2, Tennessee Titans game. And as he's going through his rehab process, Aaron suggests he should go check out Neil Elatrosh, who also worked on his Achilles, and he said he's a good guy. And Jermaine did all the stuff he was doing. He flew over there and got his Achilles looked at and all that jazz. And he found out that Aaron Rodgers paid for all this stuff for him, and he didn't know about it. Cool. And here's another thing. Aaron Rodgers spoke yesterday. And I listened to the whole press conference. And during that presser, he was asked about the Jets. And Aaron had this to say, very interesting. Aaron Rodgers refused to take a shot at the New York Jets. Watch this.
I'm 41, so body feels different than it did at 25, but I feel better. I feel good last year. I worked really hard. It was a tough couple of years, getting hurt and then rehabbing for a year to get back, but I feel good.
Aaron, kind of along those lines, after the way things unfolded last year, what do you feel like is different about this organization and about you physically, mentally, that will lead to more success here?
I'm not going to take any shots at my previous organization. If that's what you're trying to get me to do. I'm just going to talk about these guys. I like the opportunity here. I like the feel with the guys. I like how Mike T has been in the meetings. Tom Arth and I have known each other since 2006. He was in my quarterback room our first off season together. Still has the prettiest drop I've ever seen. So it was good to see him. Arthur I've known for a number of years. Obviously everybody in the Shanahan tree is close. Enjoyed our conversations over the last few months and the one-on-one times we've had in the meeting rooms looking at film and talking about the offense.
Aaron refused to take a shot at the Jets. Now, he took plenty of shots at the Jets immediately after getting broken up with, but months later it seems like he sort of calmed down about the whole thing. And our media reporter tried to get him to give him a softball of, hey, speaking of your previous stop, because Aaron Rodgers in his previous answer, that's why I included half of his answer from a previous question. He mentioned that the last couple of years have been tough. He blew out his Achilles, had to rehab for a full year. So there was a lot of challenges. And then the next media question is, well, speaking of challenges, basically compare situations. The Steelers to the Jets. You've been here for 2 days. Compare. Why are you going to be a lot better here and better success here than you were there? Like giving him a free chance to freaking unload on the Jets. Well, this facility is better. This blah is better. Blah, 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 blah. And he didn't. And like I said, when I hear stuff like that, it makes me want to hate him, but I can't. Like I said, if I just need to, like Rocky montage, get myself hyped up about Jet Steelers, all I have to do is watch all I have to do is watch him trashing the Jets on the Pat McAfee show a couple of months ago, and then I could get back. I could get back there. Phil is, apathetic. I don't hate Rodgers. He's not a Jet. I don't care. Well, we're going to play him week 1, so, that's going to happen. NC Green says, hey, he just took his shot against the Jets on McAfee. He doesn't have to do it again, I guess. Yeah, okay. There you go. Maybe it's just that simple. But he could have done it again, and quite frankly, he's going to have those opportunities again. We're less than 3 months away, but just around 3 months away until the Jets kick off the 2025 season against the Pittsburgh Steelers and Aaron Rodgers, and both sides will have opportunities to talk about each other. But we'll put that aside. I just wanted to play that because I didn't think we were going to do a full show on the Aaron Rodgers clip, but I just wanted to say tip of the cap, Aaron, that you didn't take more shots, I guess, because it could have been very easy to, and he did not. Thanks, buddy. But I want to go back to Jermaine Johnson for a second. So he's going to be ready for the season, according to head coach Aaron Glenn, and that's great. Aaron Glenn is a guy that said he wanted to move in silence this offseason. And I've always thought that actions speak louder than words, right? The talk was, Aaron Glenn says, Jermaine Johnson will be ready for the season. Those are words. The actions tell that story. Not a different story. It tells that story. Just actions speak louder than words. Here's what I mean. This offseason, the New York Jets picked up the $13.92 fully guaranteed fifth-year option on Jermaine Johnson's contract. Actions speak louder than words. The Jets picking up that option says they believe he can bounce back and be the player he was or even above. You wouldn't have done that if you didn't believe he was coming back strong. So that's number one. Again, number two, actions speak louder than words. The Jets had cap space, draft assets, trade asset. I mean, they could have done a lot of things at defensive end this offseason. They did not. They drafted Tyler Barron, the pass rusher, late in the 5th round. There's their final pick of the draft. They got some ho-hum randos, okay, that they signed in free agency. But there was no, so far, a Jadeveon Clowney splash. There's no Trey Hendrickson trade. Sorry, Johnny boy, right? There's none of that. And what that says to me is they expect Jermaine Johnson to be the guy. Because if they didn't, they would get an insurance plan. They'd get an insurance policy. And they didn't. So that could be them being cheap or something, or whatever you want to spin that potential narrative. But what it says to me is, oh, shit. Not only are they saying with words that Jermaine Johnson will be an important piece, they're backing it up with the moves that they're making, picking up a fifth-year option, not signing other defensive ends to fill in his place. It would even make sense to sign a guy like Jadeveon Clowney, as I've wanted for months, because early on, right? Is Jermaine going to be Jermaine immediately week 1? Maybe, but it might take some time for him to sort of work his way into it, which would make sense to sign a Clowney or whoever that guy is. There's another veteran body out there to be ready to kind of fill in, and then you work Jermaine Johnson back slowly. But perhaps, as NC Green points out here on YouTube, Johnson will be ready, but generally it takes longer than a year to get back to full speed. Hope he's the exception. Maybe he is the exception. Obviously, the Jets believe so because they didn't do Bupkis at defensive end. Not Bupkis, man. Which, like I said, I find interesting. And boy, I hope so. I absolutely hope so. Because Jermaine, it just brings an elite mentality to the field. And I love the warning to Aaron Rodgers. Hey, man, we're all cool buddies. You paid for this and all this. But between the lines, there ain't no friends. I'm coming for your head. Respectfully. And he's coming for our soul. I'm sure Aaron would love nothing more than to give it to the Jets. So it will be a mutual thing, but the energy will be high, specifically for Jermaine, who will be coming back from a devastating injury. He's going to be ready to go. He's raring to go, and for good reason. So it's great to hear the medical update. It's great to hear the warning shots on both sides. Everybody's all fired up for the game, and obviously we'll be talking about that as we move forward. We have 200 people in the room. Like the video, hit subscribe. Again, a reminder, this show is going to be a little bit shorter than normal. It won't be the hour and a half it normally is. It'll probably be perhaps 45-ish minute show. I wanted to start early, too, to try to give you guys some more ops. We'll open up the phone lines. I'll try to get a few of those calls in. I will be doing my radio show on the road today, so we're taking it to Play It Again Sports Syracuse. We're taking it to a store, and we'll be doing the show there, so it's going to be a lot of fun. For people asking me to cancel BMAC, first off, I just want to say this. I love the freedom of speech. I think it's always great to have a villain in a story. So I don't mind BMAC talking that talk and saying, hey, or fake BMAC, whatever you guys believe of that, talking trash by the stairs. It's good. It's good conversation. I'm all about it. But if you guys want to ban somebody, it's all about the money. Okay, you want to ban them, and I won't ban them permanently unless it was some insane amount of money. Then that doesn't feel right. So, but I'm all for sending people to the grinder. This thing that you guys have come up with for 24 hours. If you guys send in 10 Boy Green Coffee Club memberships, again, I'm a guy. You want to do that? Sure. You want to do a 24-hour ban? That's fine. That's 10 Boy Green memberships. But to be honest, I enjoy him being in the chat and you guys having those conversations. Some back and forth. So there you go. You could do 10 memberships to get rid of him and 10, all that jazz. That's up to you guys. But I like BMAC. Hey, man, you want to chill in here? God bless. There you go. Matthias says, you'll mind when we ban ourselves. Oh, like leave? Threaten to leave? Well, Matthias, or if anyone wants to leave, then there's the door. I'm not going to just throw people out because you don't like them. No, this is a free world. If you don't want to be in here, then there. Yeah, sure. Yeah, exactly. Nancy Green says you don't like them, then don't respond. No grinder, just don't respond. That's up to you guys up in the chat. But people saying, I'll leave if you don't ban them, I don't handle threats well. So if you want to leave, leave. I'm not going to just ban people because you don't like them. Sorry, folks. But with that being said, I'll open up the phone lines. Here on the program, we'll open them up early. I'll take as many of these as I can before I got to dip and leave early. We're taking my radio show on the road, hitting up a store here locally in Syracuse, which will be cool to do a live show. I haven't done a live show in a hot second, so that'll be nice. Let's do this. Let's play a quick Hep timeout, and your phone calls next here on Boy Green Daily.
Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. Talking Jets football, man. Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. New York Jets Football Club. Offense, defense, special teams. Watch Jets football with Boy Green. J-E-T-S. Jets. Let's go.
What is going on, everybody? The show continues. We started early. We're opening up the phone lines at 7:46. Everything's different, baby. The phone lines are now open. That's a pinned comment on youtube.com/boygreen25. If you'd like to call into today's show, feel free to do so, baby. There we go. MFC, toot. Let's get some memberships flowing here on the channel. You love to see it, baby. All right, that membership went to DHO-LO3. Dolo? Maybe? Either way, you just got yourself a Boy Green Coffee Club membership from our boy MFC, and that's another raffle ticket, baby, here on the program, which I'm excited about. Thank you. Here we go. Let me see what raffle ticket that is here as I'm bringing up our shish kebab here. All right, that is 5 raffle tickets for our guy MFC. Thank you, MFC. Appreciate you, pal. And that is some raffle tickets for our contest coming up this month, which include a brand new New York Jets zip-up hoodie. Feel free. Plus the original Jet Zone banner, a cool Jets banner you guys can hang up in your man cave or wherever you'd like. That's all up to you. Love it. Let's keep those memberships flowing, baby, here on the program. Absolutely love it. Thank you, mother effing Chew. All right, let's do this. Let's go. Oh, BMAC. Everyone's like trying to peer pressure BMAC to come on the show. He says I'm shy on screen. Oh, you guys are funny. Let's go to the phone lines. We've got Indy Jets here on the show. What's up, Indy?
Hey, good morning, BG. How are you, buddy?
Hey, not too shabby, man.
I'm a big Fields, Fields guy.
Sure.
I find, we have a lot of questions on Fields, but here's how I become a Fields supporter, and this
All
is
right.
why I think. Okay, so I grew up I was a Michigan Wolverines fan. Northern Indiana, we were Michigan Wolverines and hated everything about Ohio State. That's just what we do.
Naturally, right.
Right. Okay. And so in 2019, you had Justin Fields just absolutely destroy Michigan. And this was a Michigan-led defense with Aiden Hutchinson, Quiddy Payne. I mean, the Michigan defense was one of the best in college football at that time. And Fields just destroyed him. And you look at that team right then. You had Garrett Wilson.
Sure.
Now you had Jeremy
Chris
Ruckert
Olave was probably on that team.
Right. Olave was on there, but you had Ruckert, Fields, Garrett Wilson, and Josh Myers.
Yeah.
Okay. But if you look at the other offensive line that he had, all went to the NFL. You had, I forget what Dobbins.
J.K. Dobbins. Yes.
J.K. Dobbins. J.K. Dobbins was the running back. And Fields excels when he has a good offensive line. When he was in Chicago, he had crap.
Trash.
I mean, yeah. And so now I think that the offensive line that he has with the Jets is the best offensive line he's played. I mean, whether you count the Chicago, it's the best offensive line he's had since Ohio State.
I agree.
Yeah. Okay. And now he's got a couple of his, he's got a couple of his other players that were there during that 2019 season when, they went 13-1. I think they lost.
Yeah, that's right. Yep.
They lost to Syracuse, or I'm not right there at the last. I don't remember, but
no,
I just remember that season. And so now he's got, there's 4 players of this Ohio State, and I've watched Fields excel when he's got that type of talent around him. And you look at Breece Hall compared to what he had and how Fields' running ability benefited J.K. Dobbins.
Right. Absolutely. Of course.
Okay. Right. And so I look at it and go, okay, well, if Breece Hall can duplicate that, I mean, Dobbins had 2,000 yards in 13 games. Yes, I understand that's in college, but those are the things that Fields brings. And I think that this is his first time since he's been in the NFL where he has got the right people in place, to get him to excel. And I still think that 8-9 wins is the floor this year, not the ceiling.
I love that.
But yeah, that's these people that are still questioning what Fields can do. That Chicago team was terrible, and the coaching. We complain about last year's coaching.
Yeah,
I compare that to the years that Chicago had.
Awful.
Terrible. Well, how do you you can't expect a guy to excel in something like that,
right? And overcome that crazy obstacles, right?
And when he went to Pittsburgh, that Pittsburgh offense was designed for Russell Wilson, and then they just said, "Here, go run what Russell Wilson's offense," which is not, and he still went 4-2. He should have went 5-1. But so now he's in a position where everybody believes in him. He's got the skill players around him. I think he's going to, is he going to throw for 4,000 or 5,000 yards? No. And no, we don't even want him to try. Right. But if he throws for 3,000 yards, runs for 600-700 yards, and Breece runs for, I think Breece will probably get 1,200-1,300 yards this year.
I think he has every opportunity. When you have a dual threat quarterback, the defense has to think about you literally on every play. Most teams are going to put a quarterback spy 99% of the time. His sole job is to watch Justin Fields just in case he breaks it. So 1,000%, Brees Hall should have every opportunity to have this insane career year.
Yeah, and so I think that we're that Vegas giving us 5.5. If you're not putting money on the over on that, you're absolutely crazy. You're absolutely crazy to put. You've got to put money on that over. But anyway, hey, great show, BG. Good luck on that. On your live show.
I appreciate that. Hey, real quick, there's a question in here from BMAC to you. He says, Indy, how much will the Pacers lose by today?
They're going to win by 6.
Boom. There you go, BMAC. Put that in your pipe and smoke it, buddy.
Right.
Nice.
All right,
go.
BG.
Love
Good
it.
seeing you, man.
Thanks, Indy. Same. And can't wait to see you at the Jets-Cowboys tailgate, baby. It's only a couple months away. It's going to be coming right around the corner. As updates happen, I'll continue to tell you guys updates with specifics with that game that's right around the corner. So there you go. Some more NBA Finals action here on the program. All right, let's go to the phone lines. Hep's here on the show. What's up, Hep?
Hey, Paul. Hey, fellas. I was watching some of the tape from yesterday's practice, and one of the ones was from behind the offensive line looking into the end zone, and it was Justin Fields handing the ball off to Brees Hall. And I had an epiphany. When I saw that, I saw that Fields do it, and then I saw him run left, and I said, damn, that's going to be a dangerous combination. Because if he gives it to Brees and he goes, that's great. If he fakes it to Brees and goes around the end, that's going to cause headaches. And if they come in to stop him, then G-Dub is open on the other side. It's like this is going to be a mess for a lot of teams. There's going to be a lot of headaches going on.
That's going to be a difficult thing to stop. And that threat, right? So he's going to do this, right? We're going to do basically read option 4 times in a row. Brees. The difference is like, all right, every time it goes to Brees. And then, whoop, Justin Fields, son of a, all right, Justin Fields, watch him. Fake, oh, Justin Fields threw it to Garrett Wilson, son of a, come on, man, you're doing this and this and this and this. Oh, yeah, there's just so many ways that you can I mean, Tanner Engstrand said it, and some people laughed, like Tanner Engstrand saying that Justin Fields he is the type of player that's going to keep defensive coordinators up at night of like how they're going to do it, and people are making jokes and think that's funny. Hey, man. I'm just so excited about this because this is so different. I know Woody said yesterday that this is like the least excited he's ever been about a season. And I'm like, hey, man, I'm not going to make people excited that aren't excited, but I'm fired up for this season.
Yeah, me too. I like to also see some three. Well, me and you are old running backs, so we have affinity for that. I like to see a 3-back set with with Zero and Brandon in the background and the backfields, and maybe Isaiah Davis in the wingback position.
Oh, give me wing T, where it's Justin Fields and pistol. To his left, he's got Braylon Allen. To his right, he's got Isaiah Davis, and he's got Brees behind him.
Oh, yeah.
And you have that triangulated position. The defense like, what the hell? What the hell's going on here? And then you have the fake read op from the front end, which could be like a fullback trap up the A gap. You can instead fake that and jet sweep pop out the pass. Justin Fields gets all those counted as passing yards where you come around the front. You can then fake both of those runs, speed op to the left or right with Brees, and then just oh my God. There's just so many possibilities.
I know. Thanks, guys. Peace out.
There you go. Hep, I love it. Yeah, let's and AG, by the way, brought that up yesterday about his 3 running backs and all the different varying formations and things they could do. Yeah, give me some wishbone, Incel Alon. Give me some wishbone, baby. Going back to my high school days. Yeah, there we go. In the dirt. I love it. We got 300 people in the room. Like the video, hit subscribe if you guys are watching on YouTube. That makes a tremendous difference. Thank you so much. Let's go back to the phone lines. We've got Teddy here on the show. NY Jets FL, baby.
Paul, good morning. It's funny, a couple things. When I hear people say good luck to somebody, I think about my 15-year-old daughter who basically said to me before a test, when I said to her good luck, she said, I don't believe in luck. So I'm like, okay, you got it. You got this then. So I like the swag. I like the swag.
There you go.
Well, you gotta love a guy like Jermaine Johnson because he couldn't crack the lineup in Georgia. and he was a first round pick. He had to transfer to Florida State to become a first round pick. And if you listen to his press conference, you could see like he's humble yet he's got swag, right?
There's
And
confidence there, right?
Yeah, and he even says it. You know, I'm a man of faith. I have certain beliefs, but you know, I still believe in my abilities. But when I get on the field, it's basically a whole nother story. So it's good. That's I kind of wish I wouldn't say this. Well, I'll say it, but you know, I kind of wish Sauce Gardner was that type of player where he could come out and be that alpha type, player. Maybe he can. I don't know. Maybe it's within him, or he doesn't say it. But maybe a little more Jermaine. I'm rooting for the guy to get back to where he was. Paul, is he a little bit older? Is he like 26 now or 25? I know he can't.
Yeah, he is definitely older because of his unique pathway, JUCO, and everything else. Yeah, he is 26. He turned 26 in January.
Yeah, so I mean, he's still young, but
the crazy thing is, though, right, play out his contract. So he's under contract now for 2 more years because they accepted his 5th-year option. So he plays this season 26. Then he's 27. He plays that year out. He's 27. He's 28. He's going to be 28 when the Jets are making, potentially, if they played it out. He's 28 when they're deciding whether or not to extend him or to let him hit free agency. So it's a unique case.
Exactly. Paul, I know you don't have a lot of time, but I won't say good luck on your show, but a special shout out to somebody who's doing show prep right now while on the Squatty Potty named Jake Asman. He says it's too early for him to call in, but so he'll scroll on his phone and listen to your show. So shout out to Jake Asman doing the show prep. Thanks, Paul.
There we go. Yep. Shout out to Jake. Hey, man, however people enjoy the show, I appreciate it. So shout out to Jake Asman. The Jakester. It's great to have him on the program. It's great to have him in the comment section and enjoying the show. Jake's a good guy. I love Jake. And that it was. Dave Brigga says, great statement there. No such thing as luck. I'm a big guy that believes in luck and that sort of thing. But I love the comment of like, save your luck, pal. I don't need luck. I'm prepared. I don't need your luck. But especially in football, not that that's what Ted's, child was doing in that scenario, but in football, it's an oblong-shaped football. How many other things do you know that are oblong? Not many. They bounce in all kinds of ways. I want as much luck as possible. I want luck. I want skill. I want it all, baby. I want it all. By the way, my favorite football drill in high school was the Oklahoma drill. There's just something so primal about you one-on-one. You have a ball carrier and a defender. And you can either lower your shoulder and pile through the guy, or you can try to make some moves and things of that nature. It's going to be a lot of fun. Speaking of the random football stuff, I'll tell you, this is a really cool thing that's going to be happening on my radio show tomorrow, not today. So I played for Oswego High School here locally, right down the street, my high school football, as a sophomore, junior, and senior. I got to be here when we moved up here from South Carolina. And I had a teammate on that team. His name is Chris Pike. And we were fine teammates, enjoyed each other, all that jazz. And so high school ends. He goes off to play college football. And he bounces around going to play college football. And I do my thing, sports talk radio. Chris Pike, my former teammate who played college football, now has returned, and he is the head coach of the Oswego High School football program. He just got that position this offseason, and now he's going to be joining me in studio tomorrow morning to promote the program and raise support and all that stuff. But how friggin' full circle is that? We start off as teammates at Oswego High School like 15 years ago or something, and then we both separate. You know, I'm doing a sports talk radio career. He's doing college football. And then he goes into coaching, and then we come back together 15 years later. And that's going to be the first time I've seen him in 15 years. And we're going to see each other in the radio studio promoting the Oswego Buccaneers football program. There's just something so cool about that. And I love it. I will champion this program until I'm in the earth. That's amazing and such a cool story that the king has returned home to try to turn this franchise, this organization, this high school football team around. There's just something sort of special about that. So I can't wait for that. That's going to be pretty cool. So I'm really excited about that coming up this week. That's going to be pretty awesome. That's going to be pretty awesome. So pour one out for the Oswego High School football program. That's pretty damn cool. There you go. Johnny Boy says he listens to the show in the shower. Bubbles and suds. There you go. Sure. That's the spirit. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Shout out to Jake. Yeah. Enjoy that. Sure. Let them live. Everyone, you can do your own thing around here. That's it. Yep. Latrine. Yep. That's a good word usage, Dave Briga. Very nice on the latrine. Taylor Sterling. Something tells me BG wasn't looking for moves. On the Oklahoma drill, there's a few times there's just something about trucking somebody that you just lower and just boom. And it's good when the person thinks you're doing the opposite thing. So we've done an Oklahoma drill before. I won't call out this teammate by name, but you know who you are in the past. We were doing an Oklahoma drill, and he thought I was going to make a move, like a little shake and bake, like, give him a little, give him a little pop, pop. But I didn't. I just put my foot in the ground, lowered my shoulder, and just trucked his ass. And he wasn't expecting it, and it caused like a fight at practice. So those were back in the days when, you could do 2-a-days and stuff like that. And it was hot as hell. It's in the middle of the summer, and I friggin' trucked the dude. Again, I won't say his name, but I trucked the bleep out of him, and he got super hot-headed about it. Like, hey, man, what the hell? And, oh, yeah, it gets feisty. It gets chippy. But, yeah, I got a few moves. Here's the thing. Here's my trade secret. If anyone tried to grab me up top, like try to grab and wrap, like I was squirrely. So I could sort of like, whoop, kind of throw hands and kind of do a lot of movement. Where you got me and where, quite frankly, you could get any running back is you go for the legs and you're able to wrap up my legs. Obviously, I can't run anywhere. But anytime they try to tackle me up top or do anything silly or try to hit stick, that's where I could get a lot of moves in as a running back. But, yeah, I trucked the bleep out of that dude. That's always good. There's nothing like high school football, man. That is for dang sure. Terrence Hill says, that's a beautiful circle of life, Paul. What comes around goes around. Absolutely. Like and subscribe. That's a free way to contribute here on the program. We have nearly 400 people in the room if you're watching on YouTube. I know people also watch this show on replay. I appreciate that. I know audio-only listeners and stuff of that nature. If you guys are watching on Facebook or Twitter too, make sure you guys hop on over, if you haven't, over to YouTube and make sure you subscribe to the channel. It's free to do. It's super easy, and it's a way that you can support the show. So please make sure you do that. Incel Alon, any updates on fields at practice? Apparently, the best play made yesterday, according to AG, was throwing the ball away and not taking a negative play. Because too often we've seen some quarterbacks, they would go nameless, in the Jets' backfield that are trying to do too much. They refuse to take the sack, and then bigger, worse plays happen. Great question, Dave Briga. Paul, what type of running style did you have, and who did you emulate? So let's see. My Oswego High School playing career was in the 2008 to 2011 range. So that's 14 years ago at the end of my career. That makes me feel incredibly old. That's a good question. Well, my jersey number was 25, so I loved Reggie Bush. Players that I emulated, Reggie Bush, LaDainian Tomlinson. I used to watch old games with my dad, Emmitt Smith, Walter Payton, Barry Sanders, Curtis Martin. Barry Sanders had a unique 0 to 60 ability. Like, he could be going full speed, then whoop, he just stops, and the rest of the world is all going, and then he kicks back up and goes. So his stop and start ability was something I tried to take from Barry for sure. Man, it's you just take a little bit from everybody, or what you try to do. Like an Earl Campbell stiff arm or something. Like, I try to work on my technique to make sure that you're not grasping, because that could be a 15-yard penalty. So sort of being aggressive with it on punch technique. So that was in there from Earl Campbell. that I would watch. I was a smaller guy too, so I had to have a low center of gravity. So like players that sort of fit that style, like Maurice Jones-Drew, MJD, a smaller guy but built compact. That was another guy for sure. I was super small in high school, like $120, $130. I was super small in high school, so I had to be quick. And so, yeah, I watched a lot of guys, though, a lot of different running backs through history. Jim Page. Any rumors of trading for a wide receiver? I've heard rumors, but I don't know if any of them are true, Jim. I don't think so. If they're going to do anything, I think it'd be a free agency, a Keenan Allen or Amari Cooper type, which we've beaten like a dead horse. DJ Dirty Cooch, Mike Allstott. Yeah, hey, that's a good comp. I'll take that, baby. But I do miss two-a-days. Two-a-days, they don't do any of that. I mean, I'll ask the new head coach, Chris Pike, if they do any two-a-days, but I don't believe they do that anymore in the NFL or these lower levels. Troy Sturgis, talking about Rodgers playing on another team. It's not like it was back in the day where players play on one team their whole career. Yeah, that's another thing. You just don't see that anymore in all sports, which is sort of sad for sure. Yeah, that is sad. Dave Brigger, Paul, did you bury him like an Earl Campbell? Yes, I absolutely trucked his ass. Okay, I'll say his name. It was Brian. Brian knows who he is. I trucked his ass. Absolutely trucked him. And he got all flary that I like lowered my shoulder and helmet so it was like a battering ram, and they don't like seeing that sort of stuff and all that jazz. Show us the moonwalk, BG. There was no moonwalks. I did not do that. No moonwalks. There you go. And there you go. Philium says people mix it up. Some of us follow the show using all options on different days, and that's totally cool. Yeah, feel free to use it anyway. Any way that you guys consume the show is pretty cool. Meadowland Swamp Thing. There's only one BG25 on the field. Damn straight, baby. There always will be. There always will be. Marshawn Lynch type. Okay, that would have been cool. JCK got that MJD comp. Nice. Okay, sure. Thurman Thomas, another one someone brought up. That's good. Yeah, for sure. Whoa. That's a cool, interesting idea. JACK says trade for Jordan Addison. They have JJ contract coming for Addison. They draft their wide receiver in the third. Okay. Hey, if Jordan Addison's available, that'd be fun. A lot of people wanted the Jets to draft Jordan Addison a couple of years ago. Well, we'll cut it off here, folks. Again, a shorter show than normal. Apologize for that. I'm going to do a live show. I believe that'll be streaming online digitally. That will definitely be on our airwaves. It's going to be our live radio show, but I'll keep you guys posted if we end up doing it on StreamYard. I might throw it over here too so you guys can see it. So we'll keep you posted on that. But before we dip, whoa, Dre Correa with a 10-pack of Boy Green Coffee Club memberships. Whoa, mamacita. Can we get 5 memberships gifted or more? Well, we got to play some footage, baby.
Number 44. Woo! 44, that's me! Get some cold cuts, get some cold cuts, get some cold cuts. Woo! Give me some!
15 raffle tickets this month for Dre Correa, baby. Here are the 10 new members to the Gosh Darn Boy Green Coffee Club. No better way to get things rolling. James Jones, Patriots 12, I won't ask. Donald Wallace, Jigga, Celso Porto, Bucks Ray Bolts, Drew Sherrill, Zach Cartwright, AZ Jets, Mimosa, W. Charles, all getting Boy Green Coffee Club memberships. Appreciate you, Dre, baby. Damn straight. Amazing. Thanks, Dre. All right, let's update the banner real quick for you, my man, before we hit the dip button. Let's see here. Dre Correa. All right, that will launch you into third place. Well done, sir. Well done indeed. That'll get you there on our leaderboard. You back, baby. You back. You just jumped in front of Luca and for Lily in Big D with their combinations. So very nice. Appreciate you guys. Thank you kindly. Thank you, Dre Correa. Hitting a Dre from 3. Very nice. Appreciate you, Dre. Thanks, brother. Great way to end the show, baby. Thank you guys kindly. We will see you on the show tomorrow for Boy Green Daily. Thanks, Dre Correa, ending it with a bang, baby. Like I said, if my radio show ends up going live, I'll try to make sure we do it over on this channel as well. Again, at MC Show Digital. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in, and we'll see you Take